excerpts from the chapter entitled Lightning in a Jar, in which Lisa, while vacationing in Provincetown, Massachusetts, buys an ornate sterling silver ring from a pair of local artisans. Alas, the ring was too big. I asked if they could size it, and the reply was no. I asked if they knew anyone in town who could size the ring, and they both hemmed and hawed and finally said, Jimmy. We only trust Jimmy. Okay, tell me where to find him. I thought that was an easy question, but they answered, it's tricky. Gave me an address on a scrap of paper, and then, because he was by referral only, be sure to say we sent you. Baffled, I set off. I'd been coming to P-Town since I was 2 years old. I'd find Jimmy. And so she does. After much searching, Lisa climbs a rickety staircase and enters what she describes as a hovel in a treehouse above a pizza place. Hello? Maybe I should just get the fuck out of here. Hello? If I'm held hostage, will anyone ever find me? The door with the gashes burst open, and an adrenalized man with piercing blue eyes and a Civil War goatee stared at me. He looked about 45, average height, in a tight army green t-shirt and pants. Slim below the waist, all of his weight in sinew and muscle seemed to be carried in his upper body. But it wasn't just his physicality. It was something else, something difficult to define. A man once described me in the following way: like lightning in a jar. That description is what went through my head when I met Jimmy. Who sent you? He had a Texan accent. Izzy and Phyllis Sklar. Oh, he visibly relaxed. That's okay then. What do you need? A ring size down. He took the ring, looked at it, and looked me up and down. Why silver? You can wear gold, you got the skin tones for it. No, I gave up on gold, and I'm a silver girl. Why? Burgled? In P-Town? No, I was at college in London. I lost every piece of gold I ever owned. That's why I shouldn't get attached to material things. Thanks so much for that, I said. It's true, he said, looking at the ring again. Aren't you a jewelry maker? That's what the Sklar said. Yeah, I am. Jewelry designer. Don't you see the irony there, I said, annoyed. He said, let's see your finger. He put a ring sizer on the second finger of my left hand, went over, sat on his bench. Slowly and carefully, Lisa and Jimmy become friends. She agrees to help him edit his own stories in exchange for some handmade jewelry. I came to see Jimmy's place as a sort of a lair. Jimmy was a spider. Everyone else was prey, caught in his web. When's your birthday? Jimmy said. June. June what? June 9th. Mine's the 10th. I knew you were a Gemini. How? I asked. Because Gemini women are dangerous. I didn't ask why. I didn't really want to know. Then I asked about the photos on his walls. Yeah, I used to keep tigers. They were beauties, but they took up too much bed. Ate furniture. I trained them right. Worked for a couple of years. So what happened? Well, there was an animal sanctuary I reckon they'd be happy at. Good. Because I was afraid they'd come to a bad end. And who's the blonde? Jimmy sighed. Renata. We were engaged. She's from the Czech Republic. She's very beautiful. Yeah, she has no character. We were together for 8 years. She was going to move here permanent. She'd come here, I went there, see how she lived. I must have given her $500,000 in jewelry, most I made myself. You should have seen the engagement ring, a $30,000 rock. It was gorgeous. Well, I got a call from her after we got engaged, and she went back again, and she said she fell in love with someone else. I said, send the ring back. She said, it's mine. I said, it's not yours to keep. Oh, she sent it back. You know what? I was looking at it. I sent it right back to her. I didn't want it no more. This is how Jimmy described his relationships with women. I hung out with my mom and her friends and listened to them talk about men. Wasn't good. Men were gone somewhere or just gone. I listened and learned. They said they didn't want a man who cheated, so I didn't cheat. Said they didn't want a man to beat them, so I never raised a hand to a woman in my life. They said men never cooked, so I learned how to cook. Said men never cared about their children, so I raised my children right. Said they didn't want a man who did no drugs, so I didn't do no drugs. They said they didn't want a man who drank, so I didn't drink. They said men never liked to eat pussy, so I learned to eat pussy and love it. I did everything right. They still all left me. Jimmy finally went through the gas door and came back with 3 fat folders. Handing them to me, he said, here's a few stories. A few? Jimmy said, I got more, but they ain't finished. Yeah. See what you think. I said, hey, what happened to that door? Jimmy said, nothing. I use it for knife practice. I said weakly, oh. Jimmy said, hey, listen, I got like $500,000 worth of stones up here at any given time. Never had an alarm system because people know me. When I first moved here, I had a problem with one of the locals. He says to me, Jimmy, I'm going to come up there and you watch, I'm going to steal your stuff. I said, when, boy? Because you know what? That'd be like Christmas morning to me. That's the law, son. Break into my house, I'll shoot you dead. And let me tell you, I got some weapons of choice up in here. So go ahead. Be like Christmas morning. Guy never said a word to me after that. Not one word. I thought, I really should be writing this shit down.